We're recording.
All right. Welcome to our team training and inspiration. Emily and I are sitting in different cars in a parking lot outside of a Chick-fil-A, coming to you live for this team call. I was so hungry. I was like, I need some Chick-fil-A because girlfriend intermittent fasted all day accidentally, and I needed some food in me. So we went to Chick-fil-A, and we've been talking about what we were going to talk about on this call, and we've got some really great people that are going to share with you tonight as well. But I'm going to go first because I've got to drive up the canyon into the mountains where the roads can get icy. So I'm going to talk to you first, and then I'm going to turn this sucker over to all these other amazing leaders that are going to teach you some things, and one incredible surprise guest. So this week I've had some great conversations with some people about boxes. And I want to tell you, if you're experiencing some resistance to boxes and challenges, it's okay. I understand, but I want to talk to you about this a little bit and how this is really, truly going to help you and revolutionize your team and increase your growth exponentially. Emily told me, she gave me permission I could talk about this. When I first went to Emily about not quite 4 years ago, we'll say 3 years and 9 months ago, I went to her and I said, Emily, I think we need to do challenge groups. And back then it was 7-day challenges. And she did not like the idea. She didn't like the idea because she was like, they'll just try it for 7 days. And in 7 days, it won't change their life. And so they won't sign up. I just want people to commit to 90 days on the products. I don't want them to just get a 7-day trial pack of Slim because they won't join. And I said, you've got to just trust me on this. Like, you've got to just trust me. We want more momentum. We want more growth. We want it to seem simple and easy. And we want a lot of people just coming into the funnel. And a $20 7-day pack is a great way to do it. And so somehow I convinced her, I'm not really sure, but she decided, yeah, let's give it a try. And that birthed the beginning of when we did 7-day challenges. If you've been with us for a while, we did 7-day challenges for about a year. I think we went and tried 5 days. And then about 2 years ago or so, we changed it to what was called the 3-day blitz. Anybody remember the 3-day blitz? And called it a blitz. Yep. And ever since then, we've been doing challenges. Why I love this so much better is because we have an even more professional tool. We have a beautiful box that comes with instructions. It comes with information. It is foolproof. Before we had a 7-day pack of Slim, no instructions, no information, no $20 coupon. And I will tell you that running those challenge groups and you guys getting your people in there and your team members getting their people in there gave us our most explosive growth ever. Our biggest growth, our most duplication that we have ever had. And today when I was teaching on another call, I said, honestly, I can completely 100% correlate the growth of my team to how many people are getting people in challenges. I know if it's going to be a good month or a not so good month based on how many people are added to challenges. I just know after 4 years, I can tell what the trend is. And if you're looking for, there's got to be something else. There's got to be another way. I'm telling you, you've got to make it more simple because you're really good at what you do. Like, you're really good at talking to people about the products. You're really good at closing people maybe. You're really good at explaining the triplex and candida yeast and probio 5. Like, you're really good at talking about all that, and maybe you really like to talk about all that. But the average person is not going to want to spend even an hour a day sharing Plexus. They're not going to want to put in the effort that you're putting in. But could they sell a $20 box? Yeah. They could sell a $20 box. And so what we're looking for here is a blanket of mass numbers of people selling something that's fun and easy where they don't have to be the expert. And so I'm giving you permission to still be awesome. I'm giving you permission to still be amazing and to close people right away with a welcome pack if that's what you want to do, or a big package. Like, whatever you do, I mean, I can close somebody. I can close 4, 5, 6 people in a month, no problem. Get them signed up with a welcome pack, no problem. But I've had over 4 years experience. If I bring somebody new to the table, which I'm going to do a shout out for my friend Chris Ann, who joined in January, she sold 4 boxes this week. 4 boxes, guys. She's brand new. She's not an expert at talking about these products, but she sold 4 boxes, I think, in 24 hours, in the last 24 hours for our challenge next week. That's 4 people that are going to get into our challenge. And those 4 people, I am for sure, are going to either get a welcome pack or get something as a customer, because our challenges are awesome. And we're going to teach how to follow up. But that's just a great example. Another new ambassador I have, Janelle Rodriguez. She sold 3 boxes this past week. She's been terrified, guys. She's been wanting to go silver for 2 months, but she didn't know how to do it. And I said, Janelle, just focus on selling boxes. Can we sell some boxes? Here's an example of some messages. Can we get some people into a challenge? And she did it. And so the beauty of this is that you're giving your team a tool where they can go out and very easily sell boxes, get them into challenges, get them onto a Zoom call at the end of the challenge, and they don't have to feel like the expert. You can keep being the expert if you want. You can keep signing people up right away. I'm not telling you to stop somebody. If they're ready to start, they're ready to sign up, they're ready to go. Don't stall them with a box. Of course you're going to sign them up. We're not telling you to stall the sign up. We're telling you to involve more people on your team in the process of sharing through sharing boxes. And when you do that, you're going to start to have this massive wave of silvers, and you're going to be like, holy crap, what's happening? I don't even know how to keep up with this. Like, where did this come from? You're going to have 20, 30, 40, 50, 100, 500, 900 people join your team. That's how fast it happens, because you make it so simple. So I'm not telling you to diminish your greatness. You go out there and you kill it. You sign people up left and right all day long. But if you want more people sharing to carry the load to help you get to where you want to get faster, it's got to be something simpler, and that's what the boxes are. Now we're going to talk tonight about closing. I'm going to turn the time over to Emily. She's going to share some thoughts, and I think probably introduce our special guest. And then you get to learn from 3 incredible leaders on our team tonight how to close, how to be better at closing. And you're going to learn from different personalities, which is great, because you need to learn from different people, because maybe one person's style doesn't jive with you. And so we're showing you 3 different people tonight.
Okay, amazing. Brooke, thank you so much for taking us down memory lane, whatever you call it. And like, it really is true, you guys, because I remember thinking, I have to control the experience. And if I control the experience, then I determine who signs up, who comes on, and that only limits your growth on your team. Really just trusting the system. That's all I just can beg of you, is just trust the system, because when I let go of that control, that's when we had our first month of over 100 people joining our team. And it's never stopped since then for 4 years. So, okay, special guest, where are you? Say hello.
Hello, hello.
There she is, Kate. Look who we got back, you guys. She's basically a regular now. However, somehow I managed to, well, Brooke and I both managed to lure her on, because there's nobody better who can teach this. Like I was like, today texted her and was like, hey, Jen, so tell me your top 5, like, best recruiting, closing, seal the deal tips. And she wrote them all out, and I was like, oh, those are really good. Like, I can't even take credit for those. So I'm going to have to be like, these are Jen's tips of like her 5 best recruiting tips. And I'm going to have to be like, boop, boop, boop. And like, I'm doing her justice, and it's just not going to be in the right voice, and I'm not going to have the right mannerisms, and I'm not going to have the cute glasses. And so I was like texting her this 10 minutes ago. And she was like, well, I could just do it for you. And Brooke and I both were squealing in the Chick-fil-A, and we come running out. So special guest Genevieve is going to break it down for you right now. I hope you guys know how lucky you are to hear from her tonight about how to seal the deal, because in the next 72 hours, your job is to try to seal the deal on as many boxes as you can, both for yourself and helping your team. Jen, tell us how to do it.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you both. Thank you, Brooke. Thank you, Emily. Thank you guys for everything that you do. I just really, honestly, and truly love this crowd, all y'all. I cannot believe the dedication of this team. You guys are really rocking and rolling, and it is my pleasure to just help kind of tell you guys stuff that I think you already know. The first thing is, I want you to know that people got the box in the first place because of you. So I can break this down for you, and I'm happy to do that. But there's a part of me that really wants you to know that your authenticity, your personality, your friendship, your care, all of those things are what people said yes to when you invited them to be a part of this experience. That's about 90% of the close. 90% of the close is just owning that this is a relationship build business.
Can you guys hear Jen, or is it just me that she's gone to? Oh, it was so good. Jen, where did you go? It was so good. I knew she was just like winding it up.
Yeah, she froze on my side.
She froze. Let me see. It says she's still there. Hold on. Just a minute.
She'll hop back on. She probably just needs to turn her Wi-Fi off and then just use her data. I bet she'll hop back on.
Just a minute. I'm just searching to make sure she's not there anymore.
I'm back.
There she is.
All right. Where'd you lose me?
You were saying that 90% of the close is you, like us being the ones that helped them to buy the box in the first place.
Yes. So they signed up to do the box because they know you, they like you, and they trust you. And I want to encourage you to just not be weird. Like, to me, the close is truly about helping someone take the next step in the journey. And if you've got like a psychological block going on where you're kind of like, I don't want to ask them to spend money, and I don't want to ask them to buy something, I invite you to take a different look, which is, what if somebody was afraid to invite you? What if the person who called you was afraid to ask you to take a next step, right? It's really like saying, oh, we have this really great thing for you, but we're not going to tell you what to do next. And so I want you to just know that you earned the right to a close. You earned the right to a close. And that is by asking the right people to take a journey. So the one thing that I would say, closing starts at the very beginning of the relationship. And when you think about these 3-day experiences, you want to not invite them to a thing. You want to invite them to take a journey, right? So the difference looks something like this. Hey, just try this. Just get this 3-day box. It's $20 and just try it. Or it could look like, could you do me a favor and just buy this $20 3-day box, right? What you're offering to them is a finite thing And in their head, they're committing to this thing opposed to an experience. And I know sometimes we think, oh, well, we'll have them take baby steps. And 100%, we want people to take baby steps, but we want to be very authentic and transparent about what we're inviting them to. Our hope for them isn't that they'll just do the 3-day challenge. Our hope for them is that they'll use the 3-day challenge to have a great experience. Did I freeze up again? Are you there? Okay.
You're good. You're
okay,
good. You're good.
Okay. So I want to ensure that you feel good about that. I want to ensure, does this speak to anybody? I just want to ensure that like you don't approach the close with fear, because when you do that, it comes across as selling and it can come across as kind of weird. Don't be weird. So first, make sure that on the front end, you're inviting people to an experience, and it starts with this 3-day box. Also, make sure that you're super duper crazy engaged during the 3-day experience. So today on our call, Brianna Coolidge had the best verbiage today. She's just said, you know, sometimes I reach out to my customers just simply by saying, you know what, I'm sitting here drinking my pink drink, and I was wondering if you're drinking yours. Or I was just wondering, you know, what's going on with your journey, because, you know, I'm sitting here thinking about you, right? So such a simple touch point, right? Or I'm putting on my Joyome and I'm just wondering, did you try yours today? How is it going, right? So those are all little closes that you're doing all along the way. And you are always just checking in with them. How is it going? Are you having a great experience? Did you see that post today? I thought about you. No real selling here, just continuing the relationship and the connection. By the time the whole thing is over, it should be very, very simple for you to just, actually, I'm a big pick up the phone kind of girl. I know some people aren't. If you're not going to pick up the phone, then definitely do a voice message that's just like, hey, thank you. First of all, I want to just thank you so much for trusting me with this 3-day experience. You didn't have to do it. I'm so glad you did. I'm so glad you participated. And I wanted to check in and see what your thoughts were at this point, right? I want to connect with you. I want to see what your thoughts are. And by now you should have a sense of like, what are they looking for, right? So during the process of
You're frozen, Jen. You froze again, sweetheart.
So while she's coming back on, I thought I would sort of talk about, and I know my picture's not on because I'm looking at the text from earlier today that she sent me. She said, number 1, start with the end in mind. Ensure that the beginning conversations are based on finding the right people, the ones who are hungry for change. Sell a transformation, not a 3-day trial. Now, the reason why this is so important is because the 3-day trial is like when you cast your line out into the ocean, and as you're reeling it in, that's what the 3-day challenge is. That's what the group is. The group is the reeling it in. Okay? When the fish finally bites the hook, that's when they sign up and order. But it's this reeling in, this process, that's so important. So start with the end in mind of, this is going to have hope. This is going to give you change. The 3-day group is a little peek inside of that. So that was number 1. Number 2, ask yourself if you have identified their problem. Check for willingness to do something about it and present a relevant solution. For example, what interests you the most about Plexus, right? Like, what interests you the most about it? Well, I'm looking for weight loss, or I have acne, or I have this condition. How is Plexus going to help them with that? Is this 3-day challenge going to give them those results? No, but it's going to help them see how easy it is. It's going to help them learn, and it's going to give them an experience of what the next 90 days are going to feel like when you're part of our community. So the 3-day challenge is just a glimpse into that. And then the third thing that she was talking about was check in and, oh, sorry, I don't think she's been to that point yet. Jen, are you back on yet? Oh no, it's still not working. Okay.
I am. No, I'm here.
Oh, there she is. Okay.
I thought I'd try not to use the video because maybe the video is the problem.
Yeah. And turn off your Wi-Fi. Sometimes that helps too.
Oh, really? I thought that was the thing I wanted to use. All right, I'm going to try.
Yeah. Okay. So I just talked about number 1, start with the end in mind. Number 2, ask yourself if you have identified their problem. Number 3, check in and see if you did the right things.
Yes. So it's so simple to just connect with people and say, hey, can we just do a touch base? I want to check in on your experience. Did we get you on the right products? Did you have the right experience? Did you get basically what you're asking is, did you have the experience you were looking for? Did you get the information you needed? Tell me how you felt about all of that, right? So just ask them, like, did we do the right thing by you? Were you on the right products? Just wanted to check in. People absolutely trust you more when you're not just trying to kind of sell them the thing, but you're actually ensuring that they had a good experience. And then it's just as easy as, you know what, Emily? Sounds like we got you on the right products. I really think this is going to help you based on what you and I were talking about. And being that you're at a place where you're absolutely ready to do something about it, like, what are your thoughts about taking a next step? It's so simple, y'all. You can, if all else fails, like, let's say you don't remember anything from this call, calling people and checking in and just saying, you know, what do you think about taking a next step? Did we earn your trust? You're basically, what you're asking is, did we earn your trust? Did we solve your problems? Were we able to provide a simple, realistic solution that you can wrap your head around, right? And then go ahead and make the corresponding recommendation, which I think is so easy now with our welcome packs. And just tell them there are several options for you. I'm going to start with the thing that I think is going to give you the best results. Is that okay with you? You can also ask people, is it okay if I tell you what your next step would be? So even if you're like, I'm just so nervous about asking for the sale, just ask their permission. If they say, I had a great experience, I really did love the products. And then you say, well, what are your thoughts about hearing what your options are? What are your options? What are your options? Well, here are your options. Thanks for trusting me, right? Thanks for trusting us with this experience. Absolutely. Did I earn your trust? Are you ready to take a next step? Here is my recommendation. The other thing is, you can always ask this question. It sounds like you're ready to take the next step. Am I reading that right? Right? So during the conversation, if she's like, oh my gosh, or he's like, I love the whole thing. I can't believe how good my skin feels. I could see if I use this for longer. Like, if they start to do all of that, then that's definitely heightened excitement. And you can close there just simply by saying, it sounds like, it sounds like you're fairly excited. What are your thoughts about taking your next step? And just tell them what their next step is. Your next step is to just take advantage of the best value pack we have and the welcome pack that I think is going to give you the best results. And then you guys, you have to be okay with, it's $179 with that coupon that you get to use, right? Whatever the price is, take the $20 off and just get used to saying that number out loud so that you don't trip over it. There's X amount of products. It's going to last you for quite a while, and it's this much money. How would you like to proceed? So simple. And I know that cost becomes an objection a lot of times for people. And I have to tell you, sometimes cost is not really the objection, you guys. Sometimes cost is the reason they use instead of the real reason. which then I can tell you is so easy to address the cost objection. You can say, well, if cost wasn't a factor, would there be any other reason you wouldn't want to take a next step? Or was there anything that you didn't experience that you were hoping to, right? So what I did was I just kind of moved the cost aside, assuming that maybe that's not the real issue. And I say, cost aside, I'm just wondering, did we miss a step? Was there something you didn't experience? Is there any other reason that you wouldn't get started? And then I would then say, now, if we could help you with the cost objection, right? Is there, are you open to hearing how just getting a few friends together, we could actually help you offset the cost of your products? Like you could actually make up to $422 in the next 30 days. So you can make it simple. You can make it simple as long as you are comfortable just connecting with people and owning that they like you and they dearly, dearly, dearly work with you. So that's my recommendation. I don't know if you need any clarification or if there's any other questions. Does that resonate? Does that help at all? Does it sound like it's something you could do? I would love to hear your thoughts.
Put your comments in the comment box, guys, so we can read them aloud. I know there are people who have some thoughts. I don't see any comments coming.
I don't either. So maybe.
Oh, here we go. Oh, wait, hold on. Seems so easy, says Bridget. It does. Furiously copying and pasting the steps, so no comments. Perfect. Anyone else have any questions? I used a lot of the same info when selling cosmetics, says Dori. And you're going to hear from Dori soon here. She's going to give you some of her tips. Her nickname is The Closer, if you don't know that yet about her.
Yeah.
Hope says, just dropped some samples off at a potential while listening to the call. Great job, Hope. I will definitely use the money as a factor. I liked that too. Okay, someone just said they had someone tell her it would be great to get her products paid for, but then when I asked her if she could think of a few people, she didn't reply. What advice would you give her, Jen?
Yeah. So I would say I would take everything like one step at a time. So again, I would make sure that cost really is the factor. So go back to if cost wasn't a factor, right? Were there any other reasons? Was there anything that we didn't actually address for you? Just to make sure there's nothing else there. And then I would say, well, then the next step would be to sign you up and then we can brainstorm. I can take you through the process, or Emily likes to say, you qualify for the program once you sign up, right?
That's Nicole Brinkerhoff. That's her slogan, is the program.
Hey,
she is brilliant about that. So I got to shout Nicole out for that because she's the one who taught me that.
Nicole, that's brilliant.
So she said, how would you follow up to the person who who's already ignoring her when she offered to help her find 3 friends? Like, what would be your next message to that girl?
Yeah, I would say, hey, I just wanted to connect with you. I realized that we got pretty far in our conversation, and then I just wondered what your thoughts are at this point in time. Like, if you just ask people what their thoughts are, very often they will tell you, like, hey,
love it.
Yeah.
Okay. So, when you get them to purchase the $199 welcome pack, how do you get them to order again the following month if they have so much product? Well, I know how I would answer that, but Jen, what would you say to that?
Yeah. So I remember, I'm always selling the long game, which is that this is a process. And so part of what I would be setting up in the conversation is we're going to order your welcome pack. And then, of course, you won't want to have an interruption in your products. So I'm going to help you establish an auto ship so that it is automatically delivered. You don't get an interruption to your product service, and you can stay consistent with your products. Does that work for you? Is that something that, you're open to. I definitely think people are open to that if you're telling them this is going to be something that's an ongoing process.
Well, and two, I think the other thing here is that they should at least be going through Triplex in that first month all the way. Triplex, X Factor, you are going to use those up all the way. So oftentimes if I'm selling the variety pack and there are things in there that they maybe aren't quite going to use up all the way, the reason that I like the variety pack is there are so many products they can fall in love with, so that even if they don't need the Bio Cleanse again, they're for sure going to need Slim, ProBio 5, X Factor, and Ease again next month. So that's going to be 100 PV. So I think the biggest thing is to change the mindset around that they have so much that they're not going to need more. I'm always like, well, you're for sure going to need at least Triplex again. And I'm now really, really pumping it with Joyome and Collagen. If they are like not wanting to reorder Triplex or any of those things, I'm like, you have to get the Joyome and Collagen. Like, it's amazing. And now that it's in the 30-day, Joyome has the 30-day option. I mean, just stick that bad boy in the subscription with the collagen, and they are going to stick to that forever.
Yeah, and it's all of that. And then remind them, these are consumable products. You know, unlike jewelry, this is a consumable product, and it's going to be something that you're going to want to have be a part of your regimen. So let's go ahead and talk about your next month's supply, because the Joyome's only 30 days now, y'all, you know, and if they're taking their collagen every day, I mean, there's no such thing, honestly and truly, as you don't need any of these anymore. I think what happens is people aren't clear on what the value is on staying on the product. And so part of what you're going to want to do when they actually do enroll is that's your opportunity to tell them, this is why you want to stay on these products. And this is a sleeper product. And this is a product that personally I can't do without. And here's a story on this product, and really start to help them understand the value of the system of our products. They do work synergistically together. You can tell them that, you know, it's a synergistic approach. And I want to ensure that I'm setting you up for the best level of success.
Love that so much. Okay, Jen, thank you so much for your time tonight.
You're welcome.
And your wisdom in how to close the deal. We're so grateful that you took this time away to give us this teaching, and thank you, thank you, thank you. Everybody's taking notes and everything, so thank you, Jen. Okay, now maybe you're looking at Jen and you're like, gosh, but she's just so good. Like, it's so easy for her. And, you know, I haven't been in network marketing very long. It's going to take me forever to have as much experience as Jen. Well, you get to hear now from so many other women who've been doing this way shorter amounts of time than Jen. And they're going to tell you their tips for closing. I'm going to turn the time over to Dori first, because I'm seeing her face right now on my screen. So we're going to hear from Dori first, and then we're going to pass it on from there. Dori, go ahead and share with us your tips for how to seal the deal. And tell them you've been with Plexus now for like a year and 4 or 5 months.
It'll be 2 years in August. Yeah. So, you know, listening to everything that Jen was saying, it's pretty much spot on what I was doing in the doctor's office. And believe me when I say it's not easy. And for me, so my job was to go in after he talked to the patients and kind of go over the things that he discussed. Yeah, you need this, this, and this, and this. And a lot of the times those things were cosmetic, and they were going to have to pay out of pocket for those things. So my job as the closer was to indicate to them or try to talk them into those other cosmetic things. So trying to make them understand why, number one, why they were being recommended, but also at the same time for me, I was getting to know them. So just to give you an example, after Dr. Anderson would see a patient, I would finish that with them. I'd go out and he'd say, okay, did we get them closed? Are they on for surgery? I said, yeah, I signed them up for $15,000. What did you do? I listened to them. I listened to what they wanted, what they expressed interest to me. It may have been totally different than what they talked to him about, but when I was talking to them, they would express interest in something that they wanted. It may be something that I threw out to them, but I also listened to who they were as individuals. You know, if somebody was going to be out in their boat 8 hours a day, but they wanted a chemical pill, no, it's not the smartest thing for that person to have done. So the conversations would be had back and forth. So it's the same with Plexus, but yet I don't have the people coming to me. I'm going to them. So that's kind of the harder part for me, is having to go to them. But when I do go to them, I try to make that mine are more relationship based. And I'm not a quick, fast, in your face, I'm going to sell you within 3 minutes. That's not how I am. I want to get to know that person. I want to build that relationship. And it may take me a week. It may take me 6 months to get that person done. But eventually I will win their trust, just like Jen was talking about. Another thing that she was saying, winning the trust, is I just want to read you this text that I got from somebody today. One of my level ones asked me to help with this person. She really wants to get going on the product. She has tasted some of her. She really wants to get going on it. So I've sent her text after text. I sent her the videos, all of that kind of stuff. So finally she gets back to me today and she says, thank you for giving me the info. I'm not into anything pyramid related. It's definitely a great product. Best of luck. I sent back to her and I said, thank you for your response. I appreciate you getting back to me. How can I win your trust? Obviously you have had a bad taste in your mouth because of a pyramid or whatever. I said, help me understand what you need. What can I do for you? So that's how I went back to her. Whether I will hear back from her or not, I don't know, but that's how I left it. I didn't just say, okay, thanks for getting back to me, we're done. I didn't leave it at that. I want to know what it is that I need to do to turn her thought process around. And for me also, because I haven't been doing this very long, I know my story. I know so many of y'all's stories, but my people don't know those. I get them into the groups, and I also, I pick certain stories for them that I think are going to resonate with them. But when they're into the 3-day challenge groups, they're able to hear so many other different stories that are going to resonate with them. If it doesn't resonate with them, they're going to think about somebody that it is going to resonate with. That's why I like getting them into the challenges. But the closing aspect, yeah, it's not easy. It's not something that I'm going to say I get done just like that, because I don't. It takes me sometimes a while, because I want that relationship. I want that relationship to where I can follow back up with them in a week and say, okay, you've got your products. Let's go over them. Can I come by your house? Can we go over how you're going to start them? Let me send you all the information on how to start if I'm not right there with them. So for me, my biggest closing tool, I think, is my relationship building skills with them.
I love that, Dori. And I like how you just sort of like called out the elephant in the room, right? Like it was like, all right, I recognize I don't have your trust right now. What can I do to earn your trust? Like, I love that. And it's such a great example of good leadership, where sometimes you have to say, what can I do to help you be successful? Or what could I do to earn your trust, or whatever that is. So I love that tip. Thank you so much for sharing, Dori. Dori's in Mexico right now, you guys. She's like partying it up, making sure she's still enrolling people and signing people up on vacation.
Hey, I have one more thing to say, Emily. So yeah, in Mexico, if anybody's ever been anywhere where you're looking at timeshares, anything like that. So Robert, husband, loves to golf. So he wanted to golf this particular resort. Well, the only way you can do it is to go through their timeshare thing. So we did all that knowing that we're not going to buy anything. Beautiful that they were, but we weren't going to buy anything. So this guy starts at like $95,000 for a 1-bedroom something or other. And we're just laughing at him like, no, you know, and he says, well, what's it going to take? And Robert said, well, maybe 30,000 and golf included. And the guy says, okay. So he starts going all the way down. And it's like, seriously, you're going to discount your product that much because number one, you're trying to sell it that bad. But also, so then at the end, he was like, okay, I don't think it's really about the money with you all. It's something else. Just like Jen was saying, it wasn't about the money with us. It was a matter of, we like what we have, the service that we get at the place we're at, we're not moving. So that's where, again, when it comes about, when people are talking about the money, sometimes it's not about the money. Sometimes it is about something else. You know, some people may not relate to me where they may relate to somebody else on my team. You know, if they're working with somebody else, that's awesome because sometimes your personalities aren't going to mix. And I totally understand where that's all about. So we kind of have to look at it like, okay, maybe they'll mesh better with somebody else. Let's get it in a 3-way Zoom or whatever, because they may, if I get Emily on the call, they may connect with her in a heartbeat, whereas with me, they're not going to. So
well, and that's again why the 3-day challenge is so great, because it's that social proof of exposing them to different personalities, and we can all carry the load together. It makes it so much easier when we are all putting our energy into the 3-day challenge. It helps and blesses everybody's guests, because the more guests that are in the challenge together, the more people sign up because they feel the energy. They like feel the rhythm, feel the rhyme. It's bobsled time. You know what I'm saying? You guys know the movie, right? Like, please tell me you guys know the movie. Yes. Okay. You get it. Okay, thank you so much, Dori. Okay, now we're gonna turn it over to Tori, and then after Tori, Phyllis is gonna close us out. So Tori, you're up, baby.
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so I feel like everything's already been said that I was going to say. So basically,
tell us again.
I'll tell you again.
Sister.
So I don't feel like I'm a closer. I feel like, and I don't feel like I sell anything. I really do feel like I am teaching others and I'm helping them and I'm coaching them and supporting them. And I think that it's a mindset thing that we need to trust that others are going to see our heart, because I really don't feel like I had somebody ask me this week about that switch to selling. So how do you switch from the education part to the selling part? And I don't think I'm a salesperson. I think that I am a friend who has something they need and I'm sharing it with them. And I am getting to that point where I am, offering that solution for them. And so I really don't feel like I'm selling anything. And I feel like what Jen said and what Dori said about like not being weird is really important, because it's just about relationship building and asking questions. And so a lot of times I was going to share with you guys what I do. I do a lot of Facebook Messenger conversations. And when that conversation stalls, what I do is I go back through the conversation and I try to assess what that person's thinking. And I go through what I've said and what they've said to try to figure out where the gaps are. It's like, have I not educated them enough? But usually what the point is I need to ask more questions, because they haven't told me enough about what their problem is and I haven't filled that need yet. So I've got to find out more about what their need is. And so I just ask more questions, either personal questions about their life or what's going on that I know, or more questions about their health. And I always make sure that I validate their feelings. So like I deal with a lot of moms and they have sick kids. And so I talk a lot to them about like validating their feelings and making them feel like it's okay. It's going to be okay. I've been there, or I know someone who has been there. You're not alone. And I'm going to help you through this process. And so I also feel like what Dori said about following up is really important, because I feel like it's never over. Like the relationship continues. And if somebody's like, thanks, I'm going to go another route. I'm going to do Whole30. It's like, awesome. Let me know how that goes. Like, I genuinely want to know. And I feel like they genuinely know that I want to know. And so that relationship continues, and I'm going to follow up with them again in a few weeks and ask, how's Whole30 working? Or whatever treatment they chose to use besides, what I have to offer, I ask them, how's it going? And I continue that relationship and continue that rapport. And it doesn't get weird where they're like, okay, thanks, I want Plexus, and they hear silence from me forever. Like that relationship continues, and I keep asking questions, and they know that I care. And so the closing part for me is just basically, it happens naturally because they genuinely know I care, and they eventually will want what I have to offer. So the following up and the mindset and then relationship building and asking questions are my big, I don't know, I'm not really a closer, but those are my big pieces of advice of the things that I do.
Well, I really love that you pointed out that sometimes you're still stumped. And I think the thing to recognize is that that's how you learn. And there's so many times where I will sit and I'll be like, why didn't they respond? Why is this message stuck? I can't figure it out. And I'll message Brooke or I'll message Genevieve and I'll be like, this is where I'm at with it. I can't figure out where to go next. I am stumped. And that's where I love how you said you scroll back in the message and you figure out where the gap was. Because sometimes when you're in the message, you can't see the gap.
Totally.
So that was just such good advice that nobody had said yet. And that's what makes you a person who can really seal the deal, close the gap, whatever it is that you want to call it. So I love that so much. Thank you. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you.
Phyllis, you're up.
Okay, I'm going to try to piece through this because I'm not kidding you. Everything I say, I'm like crossing it out because you guys are covering it. But relationships, that was the number one thing I was going to start mine with tonight was Genevieve said 90% is you need a relationship to close the deal. That is the first thing I've always talked about since I started my journey with Plexus. Authenticity, personality, what kind of relationship do you have with that person? How much trust is there? So all those things were said. What kind of content are you putting out on social media? Like, yes, we have a 3-day challenge and that's easy to plug in there, but gosh, if you want to fill a funnel, so I have to give you guys this quote. Facebook is like the largest trade show on the planet and you've been given a free booth. That's by Allie Brown. I'm in the Tiffany Peterson coaching thing, and that was a little nugget she gave us, and I was like, oh my God, it's so true. It's free. It didn't cost us anything to sign up for that. I get a lot of people that's how I build trust. They're like, wow, you sound like you really know what you're talking about. Guys, I copy and paste a lot of stuff. And there's some people on here that know I've copied and pasted your stuff. So please feel free to do the same with my stuff if that helps you build some content on your Facebook page. But you want to create a person that's like, oh, she knows what she's talking about. Let's pay attention a little more. So you've primed the pump, like prime this pump. You also can't just rely on Facebook or Instagram to just fill your funnel. Like that may work at first when you're first getting going because they're like, whoa, wait a minute. She's always posting other things. What is she doing now? Okay, that's interesting. Let's reach out to her. Well, when your warm market dries up, it's time for you to do some reach outs. So now you're reaching out and you're, creating that first touch. So I wanted to share with you guys again about asking and how many touches. There's a law of 4 interactions. 60% of all business transactions or sales take place after the 4th interaction with you, your brand, or your business. Okay, this is a Notre Dame University, Herbert True, he led this research, and it said 44% of all salespeople quit after the first contact. 24% after the second, 14% after the third, 12% after the fourth, 94% of all salespeople quit after their 4th contact. Guess what results the 6% have? That's where you missed your mark. If you aren't continuing to just reach out, people are just waiting. They have a different story. Maybe they're not ready, but the relationship is what you're building. It's not all about Plexus. It's, hey, checking in. Hey, how are you doing? What's going on? Most of the time they'll bring up Plexus because they know how involved you are in it because they're watching you post. They're seeing you engaged. And so so I love that. And then yes, listening to them. Tori, you kind of nailed that. And everybody else actually is, are you listening to your people and asking more questions? So number one, you have to kind of develop, like, where are they now? What is their big concern? Like, why did they reach out to you? And then, how is it out of balance? Asking them more questions. How long has this been an issue? Listen more than speak, right? We want to just be quiet. This is where you just shut it off and you listen to them. So, and then how much is it costing you to keep your life this way? I mean, are they buying insulin? Are they paying for test strips? Do you know how expensive those are? Like, they give the meter away for free, but those test strips are super expensive. What if nothing changes? That is one of the first questions asked. And then number two, like, have them think in their mind, where do they want to be? So where they are now, where do they want to be? And then that gets their mind thinking like, oh my goodness, it would be great to lose that weight, or to not have that pain, or to be able to sleep all night, or just get rid of my anxiety. And then, I mean, I love what Genevieve says. I wish you're still on here because I love it. It's like, good news. We have an answer for you, or I have an answer for you. Would you be open to hearing about it? And then, so now they painted this picture for you. They've painted the picture in their head of like, here's where I'm at now. And then now ask them like, oh, also, how long have you been doing this? Or how long have you been suffering like this? Or what are some other things you've tried? Or, just asking questions. And then, are you ready? Are you ready for this change? Like, this is not an overnight sensation. And I tell them that straight up. And I would say, if you're not willing to, put in the work and the time, then maybe this isn't the right time for you. And so if you're in Bob Heilig training, I feel like I've done it all. He talks about this dance you do with people is you push in a little bit, lean in, but you mostly kind of like lean back and let them come to you. So let's see, where was I going with that? Yeah, you're not like seeking them. You're just like, hey, I'm here when you're ready. And then they're like, well, wait a minute, what do you have? Like, tell me more. So they're asking you for more information. So it's like, oh, okay, great. And I just kind of share my story a little bit. I feel like the longer I do this, the less I say. I don't really tell them the big, long and down and dirty story about Phyllis and her menopause, because it really doesn't speak to everybody at all. But maybe it does speak to some. So that's what my social media is for. And they know that. I feel like a lot of people know my story there. So okay. And then the solution, like, I have a solution for you. Can I walk you through the website? You want to hop on real quick? Cause they'll ask the price, right? And I'll say, well, before we get to the price, like, let's hop on my website real quick. Do you have a second to do that? plexusworldwide.com, or I give them my duplicated website. So they're already there. And then I go, okay, click enroll. And then I say, don't get started yet. Like, let's take a sneak peek. Like, let's just look around. We're not even putting information in. We're doing nothing like that. So I show them the welcome packs, which I love that they start with the 199s, because I like, Emily, you want to try to start them there because, number one, they're going to get the best value for the product. So I talk about it that way. I say, you know what, if I bought this same welcome pack right here, I know the prices, the variety, it's going to cost me $254. So again, those numbers should just roll off your tongue. Don't be surprised. Like, go do the math. It takes 2 seconds. So $254. That is my favorite welcome pack, is what I tell everyone. It's a one-stop shop. It literally does something for everybody. And then I explain why, super quick and brief. I do not talk to them about any of the ingredients. I just tell them what it does and how it makes you feel. And then, if they have little kids or whatever, I've already gotten a feel for what they're about. I can say, hey, are you interested in any skincare at all? Cool. Yes, no, we scroll right past that. And I already have in my mind what I'm going to do with them. So it's not like, oh, it's this big weird process. It's like, boom, I'm going to give you this variety welcome pack, because I pretty much sell that to everybody. And then if, or the kids, the ones with the kids multivitamins, that's the other one. So then they're just like, oh my gosh, yeah, that looks great. Amazing. Well, what else do you have? Okay. Well, all the way down here, we have the $99 welcome packs, and it looks like a big wah, wah, wah when they see it. And they're like, oh no, all of a sudden they've found enough money to pay for the $199 welcome pack. And out of the 7 people that I have either signed up myself this month so far or helped my team with, we have not used an incentive. And so that's the other thing I want you guys to realize, is you don't need an incentive to sell these products. People, I didn't get one, and I'm Emerald, I love these products. They change my dang life, and I'm going to tell everybody about it. And so that's what I share with them. And then I also tell them Plexus is discounting it already $20 for you for the 99, and 50 to 100 for the 199. So that's what else I kind of really want to drive home here, is that it's already discounted. And so when we're throwing all this money in cash, that's great. But I just don't see that a lot of people are sticking around when we're handing it to them for free or giving it to them like way too discounted. Like they need to have some skin in the game, because next month they're going to have to pay, membership price. So I don't know. That's my thought about all the incentives we give. I feel like maybe some fun extra product, or you got to figure something else out, but don't always feel like, oh, I don't have anything to offer them. I can't make a sale. I just can't. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. So let me see. One last thing. Oh gosh. And then when I've talked to them about the different things that the products do, they immediately start thinking of others. And they actually tell me that. They're like, oh my gosh, would this help with my brother who has diabetes? He's 400 pounds. Oh my God. Yes, this is amazing. You know what? For your brother, I would actually recommend this welcome pack. And I show it to him. And then my mom, she's got blah, blah, blah. Oh my goodness, over here, look at this. And then it's just like a feeding frenzy. And that's what I just did with my little nurse friend that came over with her mother, who's a pediatrician. We started talking about everybody, and the girl went Fast Start Silver in less than 36 hours. And they're still working on people. And so that is how I create duplication from the start too. It's not just closing the person, it's getting them already thinking about how can I pay for my products, because I introduce that right away too. Like, you're purchasing this welcome pack for $199. Guess what? Plexus has this referral program. So kind of like Nicole, I love how her terms that she uses, but this referral program. And then Emily has said there's $420 they're putting on the table for you, like a stack of cash. Imagine that. They're putting it on the table for you in 14 days. Like, do you think you could get 3 people to join you on this journey? Like, really, you should be doing this with somebody. Accountability partners, 85%, you're going to see better results. That there's studies that show that. So they're like, oh my gosh, yeah, holy smokes, that would pay for my products. And I said, I've honestly never paid for my products ever. And that was my big concern in the beginning, was I didn't want to pay for my products. So anyway, it gets it talking. And I said, I would be doing you a disservice. I'm not like pushy and saying, I want you to do this business with me. I would just be doing you a disservice if I didn't tell you about the ability to make money or pay for your products. And then you can take this as far as you want. But what if you could change somebody else's life? And that's how I say it, because I'm not about the money anymore. I'm about like, this is going to change your dang life. Like arrows out, arrows out, arrows out, arrows out the whole time. So there is a lot of comments going on here.
I love that, Phyllis. Okay, Phyllis, while you scan for the comments,
okay,
you'll just go through and see if you can answer everyone's questions in these last couple of minutes that we have together here tonight.
Okay, so when you reach out to someone with a solution and they don't respond, where do you go from there? I think you would just, again, dig a little deeper, like, okay, so I have these things. I know, you just remind them of the pain. There's a pain point here. You got to remind them about the pain. So do you want to see a difference? Because I know I have this team, I have testimonies. What else will it take to get you started? Okay. And then you need incentives. Yourself. Yeah. If you need incentives, that means, well, there's a lot of things going on there. There's a big confidence thing. Like, I can't sell a welcome pack without a discount. That is such a lie. Please start telling yourself a different story, because you can, and it is worth every penny. I say women should never, ever, ever suffer menopause. And those girls that aren't there yet, you guys will know what I'm talking about when you start to have the symptoms. It's like giving my period back, but I don't have to say that anymore. I have Plexus. Okay. So $20 and $40 off really isn't that much difference than full price. I really tell them too that your membership's a wash, and you don't have to even think about it for a full year, and you're getting wholesale cost. But then I'll tell them, hey, we can sign you up as a preferred customer. It's going to cost you 15 to 25% more. You don't have to have a membership, but gosh, you're going to get perks. I also talked to them about the perks. I forgot about that. The 15% back on your PV when you order over 100. You're getting free bottles of CBD oil, free shipping. Holy smokes. We get a lot as an ambassador. So I tell them, you're just getting gifts and presents left and right from Plexus when you're an ambassador. So literally they are going to get $30 back, like seriously, the next month, because they are already getting 250 perk points. If you guys don't know that, now you do. Next month, their first product is free. So they can already put that in the basket for the following month process with their subscription. Okay. Okay, there's some people asking product questions. Okay, if I take time about what their mom needs, their sister, their cousin, and then follow up with them to help them get started, duplication. Oh yeah. So Nicole, right. We just like, hey, I want to get you signed up tonight. Like I had a girl on the phone. She's got 2 little kids running around the background. One's getting in the tub. Dad's doing this. I was like, you know what? There's some other things I want to share with you. I'm just going to text you real quick and then we can catch up later. So then it shows like, I'm still interested. I didn't just get the sale and I forgot about them. It's like, wait a minute. I'm going to go back and say, hey, let's talk about your sister. Remember what you said about your mom? Like, remember that welcome pack? And then you just keep going. So, I want a team call on how to talk to people you just met, like the hotel desk. Okay. The person on the airplane next to you. Easy breezy. You just say, hi, my name is Lori. What's your name? What do you do? When they say, what do you do? I'm like, oh, here's what I do. I promote some supplements, or I help people feel better through these plant-based supplements. You just have to come up seriously with your 10-second or 15-second little blurb. And then they go, really? That's super interesting. And then they start asking you more questions and then you listen. Okay, I'm done. It's 8 o'clock. Oh, my time.
Thank you so much, Phyllis. You wrapped it up so beautifully. I loved hearing all of the different perspectives because everybody had something that they added, a different piece of value, from Genevieve to Dori to Tori to Phyllis to Brooke. And the common theme in all of them was relationships, trust, and just keep asking more questions. Did you guys catch that? So remember, the longer you do this, the more you do it, the more you involve yourself in the struggle and the climb, the better and better you get at it. When I look back at some of my first messages, I'm like, I can't believe that person even signed up. And now I look and I'll have like the most perfect message and they don't sign up. It's not the skill always. So just trust in yourself, be confident in what you know our products can do, and go sell those boxes and get them in the 3-day challenge. It's the system that's going to help lighten the load and the burden, because you can be the best recruiter in the whole company and still can't say all the perfect things every time to get them signed up. That's why we have the 3-day challenge, so that it helps you and it helps all of your people that really are maybe brand new or they just don't know what they're doing. So love you guys. Thanks for being on the call tonight. And in the next 72 hours, I want you to try the things that were recommended on this call, even if it's outside of your comfort zone. Try the things and get as many of those box guests signed up. If you don't have them in the group yet, make sure you get them in the group, right? And we are going to have the best 72 hours, and we're going to watch everybody's team grow as you sign them up. Love you guys. Bye.